Hi guys, hope you're all well and having a good time. Today we are talking about something quite interesting, which is of course this. This is the Leica Elmarit-M 135mm f2.8. Now this lens I've been looking at for a very long time, and purely because as you guys know, I'm a 50mm shooter. I love that 50mm is pretty much strapped to my camera at all times. All the time it's on there, and I absolutely love it. But there are times when I wish I had a longer focal length for my M rangefinder. Now I've been looking at these on eBay for quite a bit of time, and you know, I've actually seen the prices go up over the past, say, 6 months of these lenses, and they come in ebbs and flows. There tend to be quite a few of them on eBay, then they're gone, then you don't see them for a while, and then a few more pop up, and it's a bit like that. So, you know, I think if you can get your hands on one of these, you're pretty lucky. I was extremely lucky because I ended up buying this just for £100, so about around $140-ish. And you know what? It's an absolutely cracking lens. I don't know why everyone has such a stigma about using a big telephoto lens on your M rangefinder. This particular model was built in 1970. I looked at that through the sort code. Absolutely brilliant. There was 1,500 of these lenses made in that particular year. As you can see, it has the extendable lens hood on there, which is very nice. And do you know what? It's a great lens. It's f2.8, as I said, but it stops all the way down to 32. And do you know what? I think it's absolutely fantastic. The only thing that I will say about it is that it has quite a long focus throw. So I'm currently at infinity at the moment. So that's one turn. That's at 12. Is this 12 feet? That's another turn. That's at 6 feet. That's a quarter turn, and that is at 5 feet. So you can focus on anything from 5 feet or 1.5 meters all the way up to 100 feet or 40 meters away, you know, or to infinity. You know, I think it's an absolutely fantastic lens. It does have the focus scales here, if you can see that. Focus, yeah, there. So, you know, you do have it. It's a bit hard because obviously when you're looking at it, it's not that great through the finder. As you'll notice, it does have the goggles here. Yeah, so what you'll see here, that basically this highlights your frame lines in your camera. So when you attach this, the 50 and the 90 frame lines will come up. This magnifier will actually highlight the whole of the 90 frame lines within your viewfinder. So when you hold it up to your eye, all you'll see is the 90 frame lines magnified, and that will be your 135mm frame lines. I think it's absolutely fantastic. It's such a genius idea, and I know a load of people say that this lens looks ugly, and I can see what they're saying, and I get it, but to have the goggles on top makes everything an absolute breeze to focus. As you can see, it does have a cutout here. I can poke my little finger through it. That is obviously for other cameras like my ME or older, that they had to have the window that highlighted. You know, what am I trying to say? Basically, this goes over the window that highlights your frame lines in older cameras. That's what I'm trying to get at. And I think it's an absolutely brilliant thing. So let me just put it on my Leica-M, and you guys can see, actually, I don't think it's that much of an ugly duckling, to be honest. So here it is. This is the Leica-M or the M9 with the 135mm Elmarit f2.8 attached. Now, okay, I completely see what people are saying. It does look a little bit ugly, but honestly, this is absolutely fantastic. As I was saying earlier, as you can see, it all lines up. So with your camera and the rangefinder, you have the separate cutout there for the for the light to go into your frame lines, and then you also have here for all the metering. And you know what? It is such an easy lens to use. I will admit, and I do admit, that you know, some things do take a long time to focus. This focus throw is unreal. When you're out in the field trying to, quickly capture something and whatever, it does take a bit of time to, to spin round, there we go, and get it into focus. But once it's in focus, this lens is incredibly sharp. I mean, I've shot this at f2.8, from basically I've basically shot it from f2.8 to roughly about f11, and this lens is razor sharp. It's absolutely amazing to see the quality of this lens. 1970s, and it even today, we're 2023, and it's just shined so well. And I don't understand why a lot of people have a lot of hate for this lens. It's absolutely fantastic. And also, I know there's a lot of people that use this lens, because this one is the only one that you can use on the Leica M8. Now, obviously that's a really old camera, still a load of people using it and having a great time with it, which is absolutely brilliant to hear. And that makes it, I think it makes it roughly with a crop factor, like maybe a 180mm, roughly. 180mm on a Leica-M rangefinder, that's absolutely amazing. Now, obviously this is the ME, this is the full frame camera, it will only be 135mm, but honestly, since using this camera and just, focusing it on, using it on sort of like, compressed landscape images, just like taking it out and about and having that bit of extra reach, it is absolutely brilliant. I'm so pleased that I picked this lens up. Like I said, I've been looking at these lenses for a really, really long time, and I was always intrigued about the 135mm lenses, especially on the rangefinder. I was worried if they were going to be too big. You have a load of people saying they're not practical, and I think they're talking about the newer versions, okay? This, because it has the goggles on it, is completely usable. You can use it no problem at all. The magnifier in there is absolutely astonishing. You put it up to your eye, you can exactly see what's going on. Okay, fine, again, the focus throw is slightly bad, but you get used to that. And the images are just super sharp. It is so good. So what a lot of people are saying, I think they're saying, it's really hard to focus on a rangefinder. They're saying it for the newer models that don't have the goggles. Because obviously if you don't have the goggles, that 90mm rangefinder, the 135s are like that big in your like little tiny world in your rangefinder. And I completely get it. It'll be a nightmare to use. I completely get that. But to have one of these Elmarits with the goggles on is an absolute game changer, and do you know what, I love it. It just makes me using my rangefinder even more usable. I mean, I've got a 21mm, I've got a 50mm, and I've got a 135mm. I am completely set for any situation that I need. And to be honest with you, the lens isn't that heavy. I mean, here on the ME M9, it is extremely well balanced. I can happily put my camera on me and just, okay, fine, it is a little front heavy, that's fine, so it will like dangle, sort of like this. That's okay, that's fine, I'm more than happy with it. But as you're, going along and doing everything, it's a brilliant lens. I hope that you can like, it's portraying on camera how like enthusiastic I am for this camera. I mean, it's an absolutely brilliant lens, and I would, honestly recommend anyone to at least pick one up. Pick one up, try it. I mean, if you talk about £100, $140, why don't you just pick it up, try it? If you don't like it, you'd always sell it and make your money back, basically. I've seen these though increase in price. I was extremely lucky to get mine for that £100, $140 mark. I have seen these go for about £300, £360, nearly £400. Again, for a lens that is built by Leica. Fine, it's the lights on the Canada side. That doesn't matter. It's still built by Leica. It's an amazing bit of glass, and all the elements are absolutely fantastic. I have seen quite a few of them, you know, be a bit foggy on eBay, and you know, fungus and all of that. So obviously, you know, do your due diligence. Make sure your replica, your copy is a good copy. But honestly, this is absolutely amazing lens, and honestly, this is an absolutely amazing lens, and I absolutely love it. I adore it. It's literally in my camera bag all the time now, this lens. I've got a tiny little, it's basically, it looks like a bum bag basically, and I have the 135mm, I have my 50mm, and I have my 21mm, all in there with the ME. And do you know what? This is an absolutely amazing package now to carry on and cover any type of work. The lens is phenomenal. Yes, it takes a long time to focus. Yes, it's a little bit old. It's, you know, it's a little bit, like, I would say clunky. It hasn't got the super, you know, smooth Leica experience. Mine probably needs a little bit of a CLA just to like bring it up to scratch again. But honestly, the images this produces is absolutely amazing. But anyway, guys, literally, that's going to be the end of this review, because I think the images speak for itself. It's an absolutely fantastic lens, and I'd highly recommend anyone who's in the market to look for something a little bit longer for your M rangefinder to check out these light Elmarit 135mm. Alright, it has been an absolute joy to use. It's a joy talking about it, and I hope that it will bring me loads of joy in the future, because I absolutely love using this lens. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for all the love and support on the channel. It really does mean a lot to me. I'll see you all in the next one. Cheers, guys.